Meeting to order. Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to our third Senate Judiciary meeting. Anybody have any guests or anyone they want to recognize? Yeah, Senator Schroeder.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know we have at least two circuit judges in the audience, Judge Summey from Kenton County and Judge Ward from Campbell County.
Good. Glad to have you all. I've got my district judge, Foster Cutoff, here. Are you still the president of the association, or have you passed that gavel to someone else, Judge?
I think he stepped out.
See, as soon as I mention him, can we put him on a committee or something? Can we appoint him to anything? All right. Well, he was here. I greeted him. Glad to have all of you all with us. With no other guests to recognize anyone, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Berg.
Present.
Senator Kerr.
Here.
Senator Neal. Senator Schickel. Here. Senator Schroeder. President Stavers. Senator Turner. Present. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Present. Senator Carroll. Chairman Westerfield.
Here. Quick change to the agenda. We're only going to take up Senate Bill 23. Senator Brandon Storms' Senate Bill 31 is removed from the agenda at his request. I know he's continuing to take feedback and have conversations with folks regarding the substance of that bill, which I appreciate. It's a bill that he filed last year, and he's been working actively for the entire time since last February, March, since he filed that bill in preparation for this session. So I appreciate the work over the last year he's put into it, and he's continuing to demonstrate his diplomacy in working with those that have questions about the bill. So at his request, it's pulled from the agenda, and we're only going to take up Senate Bill 23. While Senator Yates, our friend and colleague, comes up to talk about Senate Bill 23, which is very complicated, very lengthy, and a meticulously long bill, I want to mention what our new rule is. I teased this last week, and I'm going to stick to this as best I can. From now on, when I call on you, you don't get to make a comment. You don't get to make a remark. You need to ask a question. If you've got a question you want answered, if you've got a question you suspect you know the answer to, but you want the witness to say it, fine. It better just be a daggum question. And I say that with love and respect. But we've got a lot of people who like to give speeches and floor remarks from their chairs in here. I'm going to let you do that when you explain your vote should a bill come to a vote. Or you can say it on your social media channels, do whatever else you want. But in the interest of time, this committee, as you all know, members, spends a lot of time on some heavy topics, a lot of emotion and passion and philosophical positions on these topics, and it certainly lends itself to a lot of discussion, and I'm not trying to inhibit that, but I am trying to make sure we get all the questions answered that we have, and that we actually stick to that and just get the questions answered that we have. Again, I'll let you explain your vote for a minute or two, not the full 3 minutes we get on the floor, but a minute or two ought to suffice. If you just love a bill, or you just hate a bill, that is the time to share your thoughts or your complaints or your praises. But from now on, I want you to ask a question. That's the rule. If you violate the rule, I'm not going to put you on my list to get called on. All right, with that, come on up, Senator. Good morning. You have the floor.
Chairman, colleagues, members of the committee, to our circuit court judges here with us, thank you for taking the time to hear this bill. Senate Bill 23, as the chair stated, facetiously, not real complicated. There was a recent Supreme Court decision that kind of laid it out, and there was a CLE that was held that was actually, I believe, chaired by our chair, where Judge Minton also kind of addressed some issues that we have in here. But as it's stated right now, mail matter, theft of mail matter, in the event that it's delivered by the United States Postal Service, is a felony. There's a loophole in the law. At the time we passed this some 40 years ago, we did not consider the type of commerce that we'll have today. The internet wasn't what it is today. There wasn't the Amazon and the FedEx and all the other delivery courier services. So they're treated different under the law today. This would simply add in, which other states have done originally, is that it would add in on line 16 that instead of limiting it to just United States Postal Service, it would be common carrier or delivery service. Now, how many of you have had constituent concerns with porch pirates, with the theft on your porches? It's a very big issue in Louisville, an issue to the point that I worry that it will escalate. I've talked about people who've been victimized over and over again from the theft on the front porch of the things, whether it's medicine or other things that have been delivered or items that are important to them, whatever it is, how they may act. And this brings it into the same compliance. I'll tell you, as I sit here reading it, I've never been one, I don't think there's any other bill that I would say take what would otherwise a misdemeanor and say I think we should make it a felony. And I don't think that's what I'm doing necessarily here. What I'm doing is taking what I think to be a similar crime that's been put into place over and over again because of the way this legislator named it. There's a loophole. And because of that loophole, people are not being prosecuted. You could assign a detective for a Class B misdemeanor. They could investigate, and they could take the doorbell videos and everything else, they could solve it. But we have learned in practice that's not happening. We have rings that go in place. So it's not just the individual walking by looking for potential things on your porch. They've been documented. They know where they're at. They have these vans that drop off numerous individuals. They jump out. They take the packages. They come back and they take it to one area, one facility. They leave them in the hotel room. The packages that are $15, $20 they can't resell, they don't care. They discard and they go on to the next city. And they come back in next year or whenever it is. We're hoping to be able to put a dent in it. I'm talking to my local law enforcement officers, talk to the president of the FOP, and they're fully in support. I think anytime I'm going to ask someone to enforce a law, I need to make sure they can do so. The Teamsters, which represent a lot of the UPS drivers and things, they're not opposed to it, nor do they endorse. They're ambivalent to it. At this point, committee, again, I'm just trying to fix what I think would otherwise have been placed in the law.
Thank you. Got a motion from Senator Wheeler and a second from Senator Schickel. We do have a question from Senator Schroeder.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Senator, thank you for bringing this. My question goes to line number 15. So it says, or which has been left for collection. So I just want to make sure I understand. Currently, like many families, I guess we receive packages. And so if we receive a package from Amazon, from the Amazon driver, and assuming the price and everything is under the felony threshold, currently that would be a misdemeanor. However, if sometimes as Amazon uses our post office, we see them drop off Amazon packages. So if the post office is dropping off currently on behalf of Amazon, that already would be considered. So there's okay. So this would, I guess, level that situation where, depending on who is dropping off your package, it would be a misdemeanor or felony.
Yes, Senator, and I think that's the problem in the law. It is the exact similar crime, but it's treated completely different depending on who is actually the delivery service. And then the reading of the law, too, it necessarily doesn't have to be in the mailbox or directly adjacent to it. There's been some case law in place, and I think you're familiar with out of Fayette as well, and then all the way through the Supreme Court, who said that the porch would be considered under the statute.
Anything further, Senator? Any other questions? Seeing none. Got a motion and a second on the bill. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Berg,
Aye.
Senator Carroll,
Aye.
Senator Kerr, Senator Neal, Senator Schickel, Senator Schroeder.
Mr. Chair, explain my vote.
Always, yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I vote aye today, and I think this is one that doesn't seem like it should cause me any pause, but as you and I discussed, it has. And in the past. When I looked at this, like you had mentioned, I'm hesitant to start making misdemeanors felonies, and if it's a $5 package, felony can seem kind of steep. And like Senator Schickel and I often say, we feel like our crimes really need to be taken seriously with the amount of time people serve and everything else. So I'm hesitant to just bump something up without good cause. But I think you've displayed there is a good cause here, and I appreciate you explaining to me the situation with the rings coming into Louisville and needing warrants and everything else on when you can't have certain things with misdemeanors, and just being that close to the house. I think that's pretty different too, and heightens the seriousness for me. So I vote aye. Thank you.
President Stovers. Senator Turner. Senator West. Senator Wheeler.
Mr. Chairman, explain my vote.
Of course.
I vote aye, and I want to thank Senator Yates for bringing this bill. And I guess I look at it a little bit different from Senator Schroeder. While I obviously don't want to make $5 crimes a felony, this is merely bringing up modern commerce and making it commensurate with theft of mail. And and I think when we all see these news stories where crime has gotten so rampant in big cities where organized gangs are even robbing trains. I mean, we thought we left that behind in the 19th century, and now we're seeing that once again, especially in our metropolitan areas. I mean, what went on last year was an absolute scandal, and with some of the rioting and things. And so we have to bring order to these cities again, and I think this is an important part to do that.
Chairman Westerfield.
I vote aye. As you mentioned, Senator, it's sort of an anachronistic bill, having been updated or created in 1982. A lot of things have changed since 1982 when I was 2 years old. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing the bill, and it passes with favorable expression on a 10-0 vote. Seeing no further business come before the committee, we are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.